Hey, welcome back. We're continuing along with our continents of the world map. This is video number 4. My name's Jason, and I'm going to walk you through the rivers now, major rivers of the world. So let's take a look at our um, map so far. You notice I've colored a little bit more of the coastline. So if you want to, at some point, start doing that too, don't do too much right now. It's kind of nice to do a little bit, but you want to save a lot of that for the end because you may be labeling. I did go and label some additional bodies of water that you might want to add to the map too. We did a bunch, yes, in the last video, but here's one right here. Baffin Bay. That's a fun one to add. Let's add another one. Labrador Sea. That's just in that little area right there. I got this information from my atlas, so if you guys have an atlas, you can look through it and pick out a few more bays and seas of the world. We're definitely not going to add too many. Here's the Norwegian Sea, and I kind of went along the northern coast of Europe and Asia. Here's the Barents Sea and the Kara Sea. So there's just a few more you can add to your map, and then you can put a little color around the coastline once you know you've labeled it. Okay, so now I thought we would add rivers to major rivers. Now there's thousands of rivers in the world, but we're going to just add some of the major ones. Let's look at our list down in the list of activities. We've got the Mississippi River, the Amazon River, the Nile River, the Volga River, the Yangtze River, the Murray River, and the Yukon River. So I think I've picked one from each continent. So let's start with the Mississippi. I've actually sketched it in. If you look over here closely, the Mississippi starts right about here and it goes straight down all the way to the Gulf of Mexico where it enters in. Now they call this the beginning of the river, they call it the source of the river. And where it enters into the sea, they call that the mouth of the river. So first let's turn our paper a little bit, and I'm going to try to label it. I'm going to have to write small. Mississippi. Then you can write river on the other side like that. Oh, that was kind of tight, but I did it. Do your best. Now I'm going to kind of go over my line with a blue. Okay, so there's one for North America. If we go down to South America, we've got the Amazon, which is famous for having the most water of any river in the world. It's the largest volume of water. And I've kind of sketched the main branch of the river. It actually goes a lot through the word south right there. But you can also see I added some little smaller rivers that contribute to the Amazon. That's where it gets all that water from. It has all these, they call them tributaries, small rivers that connect to the main river. So let's take our blue and just go over that, as well as these little additional rivers too. They call this the Amazon Basin, which is basically it collects all the water that falls down in the form of rainfall. Okay, and it collects in that large area and it flows into the Amazon River. Maybe I'll just write Amazon over here and I'll put a little line pointing line pointing to the river. Okay, you might have to go over that word south again just to darken it in a little bit. It's getting obscured by the river. South America. Okay, that's a second river. We've got the Nile River, which is in Africa, considered the longest river in the world. So you can see where I've sketched it. The mouth of the river is at the Mediterranean. It actually forms like a little delta there where it kind of spiders out like that. Okay, and then you can bring your line going down. It has a little bit of a curve to it. You can see, just try to follow my line as best you can. And then there's a large lake near the beginning of the Nile called Lake Victoria. Oh, and then there's a little branch of the Nile that kind of goes off like that too. So follow my blue. I'll just sketch it all the way down to Lake Victoria. You can color Lake Victoria in. That's a little bonus to your map. We didn't put that in the list of activities. But yeah, we've got the Nile. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn my paper to label it Nile, N-I-L-E. And you can just put R period for river, Nile River. All right, that's a third. Okay, now this next one is the Volga, which is a famous river in Asia. And you can see, in order to put the Volga, I had to add what they call the Caspian Sea. See how I've sketched that little shape in right about there? Just to the east of this body of water right here. So do your best. Just try to sketch that little body of water. You can see it's not too big. But that's, I think I'll label it just so we know, that's the Caspian Sea. C-A-S-P-I-A-N. Very close to the Black Sea. We should add that. Let's add that too while we're at it. Black Sea. Add a little color to that. Now the Volga flows into the Caspian Sea, so it starts way up north and it kind of works its way down. Let me show you with the blue. Kind of goes like this. The Volga River runs quite a bit through Russia, country of Russia. Okay. So we've added actually the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea, and the Volga. Let's label the Volga River V-O-L-G-A. And once again, I'll abbreviate river. Okay, check that off. All right, now I had to find another river in Asia. This is the Yangtze River. Let's label it first. Why? Well, maybe we should go over where the location is first. It enters into that Pacific Ocean right there. Goes right through the country of China. There we go, right there. And it's Y-A-N-G-T-Z-E. Plenty of room to write river. Okay, so we've got the Volga and the Yangtze. Now the Murray River, which is next in the list, is this river right here in the southern part of Australia. M-U-R-R-A-Y. And I think I'll just put R period. Then I'm going to go over that just draw a line that kind of starts right about here and it goes into the ocean. There's the mouth of the river. If you want to color a little of the ocean while you're at it, a little bit of the coastline. Okay, we've just got one more in our list, and that would be the Yukon River. And that is located mostly in Alaska. It actually flows, it probably starts in Canada and works its way along through Alaska, where it empties into the sea. Right about there. So sketch it in, and then take your blue pencil and just give it a little edging of blue like that. Okay, and this is the Y-U-K-O-N, Yukon River. I'll check that one off. And there's all of our rivers. We've labeled every one of those in the list. Now, of course, there are so many more rivers in the world, but I think that that's probably all we have to do right now. You can look into your atlas, and if you want to add some additional rivers, you can do that. I'm sure your teacher will give you some suggestions as you're working your way through this map. We're doing the basics, but your teacher is definitely going to add some additional details that you can add to your map. But I think that's a good stopping point for today. And the next video will tackle the mountain ranges of the world. Okay, so we'll see you soon. Thanks.